Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Conversations with the one and only J-Man. Your morning will never be the same. Here we go.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. You're listening to Coffee and Conversation with your boy J-Mad on Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all the other platforms that we're on, even Alexa. That's right, Alexa can make it do what it does. Hope you all had a great Memorial Day weekend. Not Memorial Day, Labor Day weekend, and that you all enjoyed yourselves and that those that do work, that your Labor Day is a time for you all to rest, relax, enjoy yourselves, take it easy, sit back. So I hope you all had a great Labor Day weekend. Shout out to everybody. Let me see who's in the chat room. Dr. Tony Love, good to have you on the show, dear. Thank you so much, so much for being on today. I do appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. To all those that are on, that are listening, that may not be, that are not in the chat room, but I know you're listening. Shout out to you all. Thank you all so much for encouraging me to do more, be more, to move forward and all that. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I want to have a conversation this morning about I want to say standards, but it's deeper than standards. What I want to talk about is about living your life, living your truth, living your whatever expectations you have in life for yourself. Live it. I was thinking this morning, and I was actually in a grateful mood, thinking about how far God has brought me from. Acknowledging the different stages of my life that I've encountered and how each one served a purpose. But just like in our physical bodies, we go through different changes, different stages with our body, and we become mature physically. Physically, we become mature within our bodies. And I realize it's the same when it comes to our individual and our personal lives, that we have seasons in life as we grow and as we begin to do different things and as we begin to acknowledge or we see the different things we've encountered along the way. At some point, we have to become mature enough to begin to do things on our own for ourselves. When we were kids, our parents was charged with ensuring that we have some guidelines for the most part. I understand that many of us grew up different ways, under different structures and things like that. I get that. But generically speaking, we had adults that were in charge of us until we got to the place where we can take care of ourselves. You got to a point where your parents didn't have to tell you to take a bath. Your parents didn't have to tell you, oh, you have to eat something. You have to drink your water. You got to a point where you realize that it was no longer necessary for somebody to control you in that manner. It's the same in life. For so many years, I was immature in my direction of life. So what I found myself doing was catering myself to other people, giving myself and fitting within their box of who Jason was supposed to be in a relationship, being what they thought Jason was supposed to be to them, being in ministry, doing what they thought Jason was supposed to be to them, being in the military, being what they thought I was supposed to be to them. And I lived my life so much so that I literally lost me. I literally lost me. And it wasn't until a few years ago, maybe about 8-9 years ago, and I have the pleasure of turning 50 this year. It wasn't until maybe 8 years ago, 8, 9 years ago, that I had this flash. Good morning to you all over at Emory Winship Cancer Center. Nurse Rachel, good morning to you. I see that Yogi is with you all as well, and blessing on all of you all. So about 8 years ago, I got to the point where I realized I was unhappy. Everything that I did, or all of my happiness, let me put it this way, my happiness was geared toward making other people happy. As long as they were happy and they were satisfied and they were smiling, they was getting from me what they needed, that was my vision of what happiness was, that I was making other people happy. But then at night, I got to a place where I was very sad. That's why actually a lot of comedians, if you look through a lot of the comics that had issues, depression, anxiety, and all of they're so focused on making other people happy that they lose themselves. They lose themselves. Robin Williams was one, and he was an amazing comedian and actor. But about 8 years ago, I had an epiphany, if I said that word right, where I wasn't happy because there were things that I wanted to do, but I couldn't do because it would offend somebody else, or it would take away me making them happy. There it is right there. Because I wanted to do what made me happy, other people began to feel offended and say, no, you're wrong for doing that because you're supposed to be doing this. In ministry, you can't go to the sports bars. You can't go to the cigar lounge because you're supposed to be doing this. Only to find out years later that my cigar lounge is my biggest pulpit. Me being out hanging, and there are times we have fun, so much fun, or we'll flip the script in a minute, and next thing you know, we're having full church. My conversation to you all this morning is when you find space in your life to be you. If you ever get to the point where you're mature enough to say, the hell with everybody else, and not being mean or anything, but when you finally get to a season in your life where you say, you know what, I got to do me. I have to get to a place where I get to enjoy me and allow my light to shine. There it is right there. Allow my light to shine. The world has enough T.D. Jakes, enough Mortons, enough Denzel Washington, enough you name. It's everybody trying to mimic them. But the world is looking for a new you. They're looking for you. The people that are around you want the authentic you because you have a gift on the inside of you that other people are waiting to open. Here's the thing. When we say we have a gift, we think that you are a gift, or I'm a gift. Well, that means that you belong to someone else. That which is inside of you, if you unwrap what's inside of you, you will see that by doing you and being you is literally for somebody else. It's going to make other people happy. It's going to give other people encouragement. Can you imagine if you was to be you and then you all, for some reason, and this happened to me all the time. People get to see, they come in on my smile all the time, and we're talking. And then we get real serious and we start talking about life. And then I start sharing my story. And it encourages them because when they finally hear my story, they realize, wait a minute, somebody was worse off than I am. I had a guy that I was mentoring. He had called me. He wanted to speak. I never met the guy in person, but he got my number, and he needed some mentoring. And so we got to talking about different things, and he started sharing his life with me. And so I started to share. I've realized why God sent him in my direction. And so I shared my story with him and the things that I have gone through in life on so many different levels, especially in relationships. And the phone went silent. So silent that I actually thought the call had dropped. So I asked him, I said, "You there?" He said, "Yes." I said, what are you thinking?" He said, "I'm confused." Confused about what, sir? "After listening to you, I am wondering why you aren't either in jail, in a mental institution, in the hospital, or in jail, or dead. How did you survive all of that?" Here I am thinking that this problem that I have is just too much to bear. But when I listen to your story, this is nothing. I believe I could run on and see what the end is going to be. When you go through life, ladies and gentlemen, everything that you've gone through in life is for a purpose. It has meaning behind it. I know it doesn't feel like it right now. I know that my warriors, I know the different treatments and things that you're going through right now. I know that you all would rather let this cup pass you by. I understand that. But there's going to come a time and a season that your story, the season that you're in right now, is going to be a life-changing ingredient in your story. Not only will you be a survivor, but you're going to be a victor. You're going to be able to be, when you really look at your lives, ladies and gentlemen, and the hardships and heartaches, if you begin to do, I'll share this with you. I was going to say it's a secret, but it's really not a secret. It's an awakening. It's not a secret. It's an awakening, because many of us don't even realize that this is all we have to do. Take your life story. Take everything that you've been through. Take all of your life experience, your lived experience, the things that you've gone through in life, your good times and your bad times, and get the lessons from them. What did it serve me? What purpose did it serve me? Here is the thing. A lot of times we sit and say, I shouldn't have had to go through that. What lesson should I have gotten because I was raped, or I was molested, or I went through this medical condition, or I didn't ask for any of that. When we slow down and pay attention, that there's always going to be a lesson behind it. And sometimes it doesn't come until you start being who you are supposed to be. We miss it a lot of times, where we don't recognize the lesson because we're not being us. The only way you're going to find that lesson in whatever you went through is to be you. Stop trying to make everybody happy. Stop trying to be on everybody's good side. Stop trying to please everybody. Stop trying to make sure everybody have what they need and you go lacking. Begin to live your life to the fullest as you see it. Forget about what the church is telling you to live, how you're supposed to live your life. Forget about what your pastor is telling you. So forget about what your mom, your dad, because you're grown now. Forget about those. No, you be you. If I had a t-shirt, I probably would make me a shirt that says you be you. If you're not supposed to do it, the higher powers will ensure that you don't do it. But as long as that there's grace and there's mercy and you feel the need to do it, baby, go out and do it. Go enjoy life. Don't sit and allow other people to tell you what you can or cannot do. Go live life. When you begin to do that, your life will begin to open up. You will begin to reminisce about some hardships in life. And because now you are living your best life, you're going to now look at it from a different vantage point. One day you're going to be running around all happy and enjoying life and realize this thing is going to cross your mind. And you're like, man, I actually survived that. I actually, look at me now. When you ever get that, oh man, look at me now. I remember when I was this, and this, but look at me now. And it will make that happy moment that you're in even more sweeter. Because there was a time you wanted to give up, but look at you now. There was a time that you were so far in depression and anxiety that you just want to just commit suicide, but look at you now. You made it. You overcame it. And because you did not give up and kept going, now you can say, oh, I know, I get it now. I get it now. Somebody, because you're now doing you and you having the best of life and you're living, now you're doing it the way your relationship with the higher power, I call him God. I call that higher power God. As long as my relationship with God is on point, me and God is going to work this thing out that I call life. I'm not going to allow anybody to dictate what is supposed to be fun or not to be fun. I grew up in a denomination where going to the movies was of the devil. Listen to secular music. I heard I was going to call the person name. Was listening to a lady preaching, and she was saying, who told you it's okay to listen to secular music? Let me tell you something. Baby, if I'm in a bed with the person that I love, I better not hear no gospel music. If I'm going to set the mood the way it needs to be set, I'm not using gospel music. Live your life. You have people sitting there telling you, making standards from you, for you, that God didn't even give you, that the higher power did not even give you. Learn, ladies and gentlemen, learn to enjoy life outside of everybody else's box. Do what you want to do when you feel like you want to do it. And if the higher power don't want you to do it, they'll stop you. It's time to give up this depression and anxiety and and I understand that those things are real. Those mental illnesses are real. They are real. I believe that there are some of us that the reason why we have these, not all of us, but some of us are dealing with this depression and anxiety and all this other stuff is because we're too busy trying to please other people. And we can't make them happy all the time. And when we feel like, oh, I missed the mark, or they're going to be upset with me, or they're going to be, I'm at a place right now, I don't give a hill of beans. I was going to say, well, I'm going to say it. I don't give a damn who unhappy with me. What I'm not going to do is be unhappy anymore. It's a liberating feeling when you get to a place in life where you say, I'm here to be happy. When I wake up in the morning, my desire is to be happy. When I lay my head on my pillow every night, you best believe I'm going to sleep happy. You all on Tuesdays and Thursdays get what most people don't get from me. What do you mean by that? I normally don't talk on the phone until after 10 o'clock. No one has the right to call my phone before 10 o'clock. That's the way I live my life. That's just how I am. If I decide, to let that standard down, then that's when I decide to let the standard down. I get off at night. Do not call me after 10 o'clock unless I want to be on the phone with you. And I call you because that's my peace. That's my time. Whenever you give yourself your time, and I'll close with this. Learn to give yourself your time. Many people call it me time. and do whatever you want to do during your me time. And I don't care what it is. I don't care who it is. When it's your time, no one has the right to interrupt that. I understand that we have responsibilities, especially when you have little kids. But even then, carve out some time to have your me time. Because when you have your me times, you're no longer in any one box. When you learn to start doing your me time a little bit at a time, you slowly are taking yourself away from other boxes, which is where you need to be, out of other people's boxes, what they want you to be, trying to mold you into what makes them happy. And here's how you can do it. Here's a test that you can do. That you can do. Say no to somebody that you always say yes to, and see how they treat you. They're used to you being there. They're used to you giving money. They're used to you doing this, taking the kids. They're used to you doing this. They're used to you doing this. Say no to them and see how they treat you. Ladies and gentlemen, begin to love on you the way you need to be loved on. Love on you the way you need to be loved on. All right? Be good. Be great. And I'm going to leave you with this. This is Eric Benet. This is one of my favorite songs. It's one of my songs that I listen to that kind of gives me clarity in where I am in life at certain seasons of life. I actually really, really love this song. It's called Be Myself Again. Be Myself Again by Eric Benet. See you all Thursday. Y'all be good. All right, bye.
I've been away too long a while. I lost my rhythm, I forgot my style. Too complicated for this simple man, but now I understand. Like a circle peg in a square hole, I tried to push it, but it wouldn't go. It didn't kill me, so my strength increased, and now I finally see. I found the love that was gone deep inside of me. I found a man who was lost, and I set him free. I thought that the pain was never gonna end, but now I can be myself again. I had the best the world could offer for sure, but peace of mind is much more precious than gold. I was in a place where truth is hard to find, but it's all revealed in time. Stick out my chest and hold my head up high. Forgot how it felt to feel so good inside. A fool would gain the world just to lose himself. Now I wanna be true to no one else. I got a light in my eyes for the world to see. And thank God the music's back inside of me. It was a long, hard road to be a better man, but now I can be myself again. I feel the roll of the thunder in my bones. I hold my head up high everywhere that I go. The gift of life I truly understand, 'cause I can be myself again. Now there ain't no wound that love can't heal for sure. Yes, I know. And if you lose yourself, the Lord can guide you home. This I know. I found a joy and serenity. Won't let nobody tell me something's wrong with me. Got a big love inside, I'ma set it free and be myself again. I found a love that was gone deep inside of me. I found a man who was lost and I set him free. I thought that the pain was never gonna end, but now I can be myself again. I feel the roll of the thunder in my bones. I hold my head up high everywhere that I go. And the gift understand that I can be myself again. I said I can be myself again. Yeah, I know I can be myself again. Yeah, I can be myself again.